Have you ever experienced a moment of just pure wonderful? It could be wonderful in the relationship, just wonderful in your work or your career. It could be just wonderful in a parenting moment or a moment with nature, and you just go, oh, this is just so great. And then this little thought comes up, this is just too good to last. Wonder when the other shoe's going to drop. And when you have that thought, you have just run into your internal thermostat that's seeking to limit the amount of freedom, flow, love, money, seeking to limit the amount of good you can have in your life. Let's go find that thermostat. Hi, I'm Mary Morrissey, author of 2 best-selling books, No Less Than Greatness and Building Your Field of Dreams, which became a PBS special. I'm also the founder of Life Mastery Institute. Now, there is a thermostatic setting within each one of us that governs how much good, how much fun, how much love, how much life we can really allow ourselves to experience. So let's talk for a moment about what a thermostat really is. A thermostat is known as a cybernetic system because its purpose is to measure variance. So we install a cybernetic system on a jet so that if we push, we're going to go to Paris and we're in Los Angeles, we want to notice the variance so we can quickly correct our course so we can get to Paris in an effective and efficient manner. We do the same thing when we send a rocket to the moon. We do the same thing in our house when we set the thermostatic setting, a cybernetic system, your thermostat, on 72. We want it to measure the variance when it gets too hot and kick in some cool air. And we want it to measure the variance when it gets too cold and kick in some warm air. You and I have a thermostatic setting inside of us. It operates through our self-image, which is our deep-seated beliefs about what we deserve, how much we can have, what actually controls whether we can actually have the things we want or don't want in life, and how easy or difficult it's going to be to live a life we love living. Now, that thermostatic setting within each one of us that governs how much good, how much fun, how much love, how much life we can allow ourselves to experience. Because here's the truth. In spirit, in life, there actually are no limitations except the ones we set for ourselves. So I want to share with you a personal story about how I found a limiter inside of me and how I overrode it. I am married to this wonderful man named Joe Dickey. We've been married over a decade now, and we dated 2 years before we got married. So we dated 2 years, we decided to get married, we got married, and probably 7 or 8 months after we got married, we went away for the weekend, and I was overlooking this lake. We'd been out on the deck having our coffee and looking at the lake and just having this great conversation. And Joe got up and went in the hotel room where we were staying, and I was just sitting out there enjoying my coffee and thinking, I have never been this happy in my whole life. Now, I've had a lot of success in my life. I have great kids. I've had lots of wonderful moments in my life. But the deep, deep, deep satisfaction and connection with another human being, where there's passion and love and commitment and support and fun and all of the many things I had dreamed of at such a pitch, I had never had that in my life. And I was just thinking about how I'd never this is so great. I am so happy. I've actually never been this happy in my whole life. I'm thinking these thoughts. And then I got up and picked up my cup to go back in the hotel room where we were staying. As I walked in through the hotel room, through this small suite we had, I noticed there was a sock on the floor. And I went, gosh, there's a sock on the floor. I mean, Joe is such an orderly, neat person. I don't think I've ever seen him just throw a sock on the floor. And then the thought comes, I wonder if this is a new trend. Maybe he has just been neat sort of as the front end of our relationship. Maybe he's actually a really messy person, and now we're going to start seeing, and this fear starts to overtake me and send me into thoughts about, and I have for many, many years had a practice called Notice What You're Noticing, so I can notice my thoughts. So I can notice if the thought train I'm riding, I happen to get on, is actually taking me to some place I want to be. And so as I was noticing these thoughts, I went, oh my gosh, Mary, look at this. You were just thinking you were happier than you ever were in your whole life. That's a happiness you're not used to having. So you walk in the house, and your thermostat is looking for something where you cannot be so happy. So you can just dial that happiness back down to a kind of normal happy that's not quite so great. Let's find something to find something wrong with. And then let's not only find a sock on the floor, let's make that into a new trend, that maybe he's actually not who you think he is, and maybe this, and then maybe that. So I got in front of that. And I have been training and helping individuals transform their lives for 30 plus years. But any of us is never really done with ourselves. We all have edges on how much happiness we'll allow ourselves. We all have edges on how much fulfillment and success we'll allow ourselves. And when you come up to the edge, that's where you want to notice, oh, this is just the edge of how much I've allowed myself. I'm going to let myself be a little bit uncomfortable in this larger version of myself. You could actually have this thought if you find yourself, wow, this just feels too good to be true. I wonder when the other shoe is going to drop. Then interrupt that. And then I invite you to consider perhaps your thermostatic setting may be seeking to prevent you from experiencing more love, more happiness, more freedom, more fulfillment than you're used to. Just interrupt that and say, you know what? I do love feeling this much love in my life. I'm going to learn to make this my new normal. It's not my normal yet. That's why I'm noticing that this feels too good to be true. It's not too good to be true. It's just more than what I'm used to. It's more love than I'm used to, or it's more freedom than I'm used to. That's all it is. So I'm going to reset that thermostat by allowing myself to notice that I love this. I love this greater freedom. I love this greater love. I love this greater me. You can do that. It's not really nearly as hard as you might have thought it was. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, please share it and go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done that. Here's a question for you. What's one of your thermostatic settings that's kept you from having a life you love living? Has it been around money? Has it been around love? Is it a thermostatic setting that says all the good ones are gone? Is it a thermostatic setting that says can't be a great mom and a great business person? What's a thermostatic setting that may have dialed you down a bit and one you're ready to change? Go ahead and post it here in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you, and I make videos that answer questions you ask. So thanks for watching. I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.